Hey guys, Scott with the low budget projects again. Had a bit of a thing come up. Didn't end up going to work today because the power went out yesterday. I went to work for a little bit and the weather kept getting crappier and crappier, and I barely made home with my F-150 with the snow blade on it because the roads were so jacked up. I live in Nebraska and we got kind of swarmed by a bunch of heavy snow all of a sudden. And nobody was expecting it. We all expected, 1 to 3 inches, not a big deal. No, we got drifts outside and stuff today. So power's been out since 8 o'clock yesterday, and today is the 20th, the first day of spring, ironically. Haha. Power went out the 19th of March, and today's the 20th of March. It went out at 8 o'clock yesterday, and it's still not on. It's about noon right now. Anyway, as you can probably hear it, not running so great in the background. I was able to get a couple of my mowers pulled out of the snow and got them hooked up to a power inverter, and I'm trying to charge some electrical stuff. And since I'm not at work today, I figured, oh shoot, let's make a video. And I know some of you are wondering, well, how are you going to post this? Well, I got a phone, and obviously I can hook up Wi-Fi too if I need to. I have a US Cellular Wi-Fi unit that you just plug into AC power, and you can have Wi-Fi, or I think you can just upload it with mobile data, which obviously I'm shooting on my cell phone, so I'm able to do. Kind of look like a crackhead right now with all my stuff laying everywhere, but there's all my stuff keeping my house working at the moment. Currently have no water because I run off a well, which that's not fun. I do have water dispenser there, so I'm not going to die or anything like that. And if I really have to, I can dump water down the tank in the toilet to flush it and things like that. Last night it got pretty nippy. I can go upstairs real quick and show you what's going on up there. And it gets colder as you go upstairs. I know some of you are probably cringing a little bit, but yeah, that's a propane tank. I know, really, in your house? Probably not the best idea, but I got one of those ventless wall heaters. It normally hangs in my shed, and I use it when I'm working in there. Well, the house needed it more than the shed, and yeah, it kept me warm last night sleeping because it got pretty chilly. I woke up this morning, the house was at 55 degrees, so I know some of you that's like, that's not that cold. I'm like, yeah, it is if you're not used to it. And this house is normally set at 72 degrees, which might seem like a heat wave to some of you, but I like it a little bit warmer when I'm living, I guess. I like to walk around in a t-shirt and shorts in my house, so not a big deal. I guess I'll show you some of this is looking out if you can even pick it up on here. You see all that stuff stuck to the window there? It's all got splattered just basically from all the hard, kind of sleety, heavy snow. It's stuck to everything. I'll give you kind of a walk around outside. It's melting quite a bit now because it has warmed up quite a bit today. But you can hear it's getting louder. I'm heading outside now, so. It's our current power situation. Kind of running crappy, but the thing sits a lot, so it probably gets some bad gas in it. Also, it's pretty wore out. It's an old mower, so to be expected. But here's there's supposed to be a window right there. That's just plastered with snow. And that's actually one of the bedroom windows upstairs. And you can see all the snow's falling off the side of the house. I mean, we got a decent amount of snow here. It's melting off pretty good now, which is good. Anyway, I started screwing around with stuff today. Unfortunately, that stupid truck, I was using that originally to charge things in the house. Well, then all of a sudden I went and checked on it, and the temp's going up in it. Well, I was able to finally get the hood open. There was a bunch of snow on the hood. It was kind of froze down. Well, I chiseled it off. We got the hood open. Now it has 2 electric fans. Well, one of the electric fans quit. So great. You know, that truck's always had issues, and now it's got one more. So, and there's the other mower. This one I didn't get running. I was able to get this one running. And ironically, I was just screwing around seeing what I could get to start. That Snapper rider that I'm currently running on the power inverter, that's popping and banging because it ain't running super great right now. Probably got some crap in it. Like I said, I really don't know. Never really took it apart or anything, so I'm not. It's always been a reliable starting unit. Well, the battery unfortunately was dead this time. So anyway, the funny thing is, my trail mower, out of all the things, that thing started up. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any sort of charging system on it, so I wasn't able to do anything, but it did work as a mobile jump box, so I was able to get that. Well, at first I was able to get this Murray rider started, and I thought originally, well, I can drive the Murray over there to get that Snapper rider started. Well, in the process there, it got stuck, and I was back and forth, and finally got the thing out of where it was. I got it over there. I go to hook it up to the thing, running for a little bit, and it must have been too much for the battery on the mower. Well, then that mower shut off, and of course it wouldn't start. So I ended up dragging the trail mower or whatever over there to use as basically a mobile jump pack. Because all I said, everything else I have, you're thinking, why don't you just use your F-150? Well, the mower is parked way over here, and I can't get the truck far enough forward to get battery cables to it. So eventually able to get some jumper leads on it, got everything running, started. There's my Project Ranger right now, and I'm just cringing at this because, yeah, that's a lot of crud on this truck, and I prefer to keep this one nice. And this is just trying to get home from work yesterday. That's all that snow that packed in the front of it. And I got, you know, good drifts and stuff out here. So over there, if you can, not sure if we can zoom in or not. Well, doesn't look like it, but anyway. Yeah, look it over here. Okay, in between that shed, that old shed there, and then the barn, and there's a carport. That drift next to it is about 4 feet tall, which is pretty impressive. This drift here by the hydrant, that's about a little over 2 feet tall. The yard kind of goes up. There's a bump there because there used to be a cistern in between here. There used to be way before I ever lived here, there was a windmill in the yard. There's evidence of where they cut it off on the ground there and took it down. They still have the angle iron in the ground for the base of the windmill. And then there's a concrete thing which has been turned into a fire pit at some point, which I use it to have bonfires and just burn stuff in it occasionally. And it seems to work pretty good. But anyway, just a little goofy little update. Obviously I can't do anything with the truck today because, well, there seems to be some snow in the way. But that's for another day. I'll wait till it's warm out again. It's actually, it's a nice day today, believe it or not. The sun's out, it's actually warm. I didn't go to work today because we don't have power in town. I live, like I said, 3 miles from work, and I went into work yesterday, and it was a mess. We basically stood around all morning. We didn't have power in the shop or anything, so we pulled a couple of the employee cars in there and let them thaw out because they're all covered in snow. My truck, of course, had to sit outside and get covered in snow, but it wasn't the end of the world. Well, at one point, I didn't think I was going to make it home. Well, the fire station was open, and they have a generator there. But they had about 8 people stuck in town that were trying to get somewhere, and there's like 4 people from out of state. We had some gal that got stuck on the highway in her Honda Odyssey van. She had no business being out in the weather yesterday, and got stuck right in the middle of the highway. Right on the bridge right outside of town there, and luckily the road was so crappy nobody was coming. We were able to go up there with my boss's truck. He's got like a Dodge 1500, like a 90s one, and we hooked a tow rope on there and we were able to yank the thing back into town. And she hung out at the gas station for a few hours until we decided to close because, like I said, we didn't have any power. We were doing everything the old-fashioned way, writing stuff down, tallying up, things for local customers and whatnot. Basically cash only. So that's all we had power we had backup power for about 2 hours on the battery backups for the register and stuff, but otherwise the shop had nothing. We could have ran we have an old style airlift, that, an in-ground hoist or whatever. We could have ran that for a little bit, but it's one of those things. Yeah, it would work for a few times, but then what do you do when you need to take a tire off or run a air hammer or anything like that? It just wouldn't have lasted very long. It just wasn't very practical. Hence why I'm at home today. I text my boss today, and I said, hey, unless we're gonna have power, I really see no point in coming into work today. And he never said anything back, so I'm assuming he's just like, yeah, whatever, don't care, because I'm sure he's got his own problems to deal with, because he doesn't have power at his house either. He lives in a similar kind of setup as I do, lives out of town, so I believe he has a well. I'm not 100% sure, but they didn't have hot water and stuff yesterday, so he was trying to run back and forth to give his wife some hot water, because they had some hot water dispensers there at the station that were still warm, so he brought her some hot water so she could make some tea, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, I guess he tried to go home after that, and he couldn't. He kept getting stuck on the highway. He was able to get his truck back into town. Well, then he went to the fire station, and they had a bunch of old tire chains there from some of their old fire trucks. Well, he was able to make them work on his pickup, and he was able to rip it home, and then they got their skid steer out. That's the thing, the roads are clear, but without any power, who cares? You can't do nothing. I'm like, I have one of those jobs that requires electricity to do things, so it's too bad, you know. It'd be different, you know, like, yeah, if I was a lineman today would be you'd be making some good money, because there's a lot of power lines down, I guess. And as you can hear, there's a lot of snow falling off of the buildings and stuff around here, and the lawnmower backfiring. It's a twin cylinder Briggs. I think one of the cylinders might not be doing so good on that mower. That's probably why he's not running super great. But like I said, I paid $170 for that mower, a two-wheel car trailer, which it needed a lot of work. The trailer did. It was for hauling, not a car trailer, a mower trailer. And then it came with a snow blade that wasn't made for that mower. I had to modify it to make it work. And it had the mowing deck on it. I took it off because I kind of quit mowing with that mower, because I put those bigger lug tires on the back there off of an ATV, and they kept getting stuck on the mower deck when you go up a hill, because the mower deck would lean back. And oh, the other thing I forgot to show you guys, since we're wandering around in the yard, I'm trying not to step in all the water because there's a bunch of melted stuff around here. And a big old cedar tree cracked in half. First time I've actually walked up to it since it happened, so got some pretty good tree damage here. Sounds like I got an old hit and miss motor running pretty bad. Looks like we busted a bunch of little branches and a couple bigger ones, which that kind of sucks, but at least I was able to get it in the driveway after work yesterday. I was a little squeamish. So there's a propane tank hiding underneath there, but a lot of good that does. Everybody thinks, oh, you got propane heat, you got a propane furnace, you should be fine for heat. No, you have to have electricity to run the blower fan, and I don't have backup electricity here. And I know some of you are thinking, well, you're running a power inverter now, why don't you just hook it in? Well, I don't own this house. It's a rental property, so I'm not going to jack around with the electrical here unless I get permission from the landlord, and the landlord and me have kind of been on iffy terms lately, and not because of anything I did. He just doesn't want to update the property anymore. Trying to just, I don't know, he's getting older, and I just think he doesn't want to invest too much money into things anymore. But the only thing he's willing to fix it here anymore is if it's something to do with the immediate house. If it's got water and heat, that's about all he cares about, and maybe air conditioning. That's about all he cares about. The rest of the house he does not care about. Of course, electricity, he'll come and service that, but like there's some big nasty holes at the end of the driveway where they all got rutted out from, you know, delivery trucks and garbage trucks and stuff. I called and talked to him about it. He wasn't willing to fix that, so that's kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of where I'm at with my landlord. He's a nice guy, but apparently tight with money, so too bad about that. But at least on the bright side, I was able to get some mowers going so I can charge some stuff up. But I do have my Ranger pickup that I did a video on a little while ago. Try not to fall in the snowdrift here. It's a bit snowed in right now, but nice and dry. I can even see. Yeah, there's the tailgate of it, but as you can see, all the water running off the carport here. So all I can see is the reflection of the phone right now, but nice and dry in there. Motorcycles in there. Looks like we got a little bit of snow blowing in the back side there. But of course, like I said, there's that trailer I was talking about way in the snowdrift back here. But the Ranger, I don't think would make it out of there very good. Where it's parked currently. But this is pretty deep snow right here, drifted across. I said there's the hydrant right there. So, but yeah, just making a little random short video. I haven't made a video in quite a while because, well, been busy, weather got crappy, and I really just don't do anything when it gets cold as far as projects and stuff go. But like I said, I was very impressed that trail mower thing fired up. I mean, it was covered in snow. Like it probably had a foot of snow on top of it. I wiped off the little starter button and then kind of cleaned around the battery terminal, so in theory it shouldn't short. And then I found the kill switch buried under the snow and flipped the kill switch so it wasn't off. Pushed the little starter button and fiddled around with the throttle lever so it would choke it. And it actually started. I'm like, wow, this thing actually started. And then that kind of led me on. Like I said, I hadn't done anything. I was just trying to figure out what to do if I don't get power back today. It may or may not get power back today. I'm not sure. I keep getting updates on. Well, Butler Public Power is the one who does the power here, and then Valparaiso. And we couldn't. They didn't have any definite answers on whether or not they were going to get things fixed today, because they said there are a lot of lines down, a lot of broken poles. It got really nasty yesterday. It was windy. It was just a crappy day yesterday. And hindsight being what it was, I should have just stayed home. I had no business going to work. But the thing is, I had no power, so I didn't have any way to make food, which that's kind of the case today, unfortunately. I'm going to have to figure something out here later. I could drive my truck into town, I guess, at this point, but kind of annoying. I do have a gas grill here. I guess I could do that if I had to. I don't have a lot of propane left. That's running the heater, so I think heat's more important than a propane grill at this point. So I'm just gonna make do with what I got, I guess. So anyway, guys, hopefully the next one's a little bit more upbeat for you. This is just a lot of thrashing around and trying to get things going so I can survive, I guess. So I'm hoping that mower smooths out. I don't know if it will or not. It's been sitting for quite a while, so my carburetor's probably all gummed up with junk and stuff. Like I said, I used to mow with it, but it's kind of a gas hog. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. I'll get back to you on the next one. See ya.